I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Okay.
We're back.
We are back here. Meet the Frasers After Show, Season 1, Episode 5. So happy to be back with all of you lovely people in AfterBuzz TV land. But thankfully, I am not alone to talk about this episode. We've got on here, he is an reality show lover.
Hi, guys. Hi, girl. Nice to.
We also have Karla, and she is obsessed with anything that has to do with psychic mediums.
Hi, everyone.
Yes. We're so excited to be back here with you guys. We have some special segments for you. Well, just one special segment. And we have some news and gossip, so you're going to want to stay tuned. And we also might be having a special guest next week, so stay tuned.
Wait, it's in my news.
Oh, but I'm not telling them who it is. That's why you got to stay tuned to find out exactly who that is. So going to be really exciting. I want to get straight into our overall thoughts. Oh, but my name is Rachel Swindler. I always forget to introduce myself because I'm just so humble. So excited to be here with you guys. I'm a lover of anything reality television, so excited to be here. But I want to get into our overall thoughts. What did you think of the episode tonight?
Oh, wow. What did I think? First of all I can think about is this shower scene that I can't take out of my head. Wow, I'm going to have nightmares tonight. But again, it's like this show just brings you so many things and questions. And it was just a questionable episode for me.
It left you with more questions than answers.
Exactly.
All right.
I'm on the same page. Just that shower killed me. I was thinking, like, what if fur is getting in your, like, private parts? Are you not you're not concerned about this? It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Did they shower themselves after? That would have been pretty ideal.
Yeah, normally, so let's jump right into the first topic then, since we're talking about the shower scene, guys. There was a pretty epic shower scene. At the beginning, we started off, the sheets were just washed, but the cats hadn't been washed yet. So Alexia and Matt took it upon themselves. They said, let's shower, our animals. I've definitely showered my dog before.
But you were in it?
I usually
naked?
No, not naked.
Okay.
Bathing suit on. But they were naked washing the cats. And one of the cats actually had an accident while they were in the shower. It seemed a bit off-putting for the first start of the show. It was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It was. It's like, for me, like, first of all, I questioned, like, the naked situation, because it's a reality show, not like Big Brother or something like that. It's like reality show. So, like, I feel like that they let camera crew to come with them to the showers naked. It's kind of like bothered me about the people on the show, like, about these characters. And also these, like, the whole mess with the cats. It's kind of like, it scared me. Like, are they not scratching you? Like, what's happening there? Like, it was such a, like, mess. I don't know.
It was.
It was unnecessary, I feel like.
It just made me ask myself too many questions. And I'm like, okay, did you clean your shower after? Like, did you go through it and, like, well, I don't know.
Well, he's pretty OCD, as we saw in this episode.
Clearly not.
He likes a lot of things
But that's
clean,
the thing, too.
so.
You would think because he's so OCD that maybe...
You take him to a groomer's?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It definitely left
With that
me
much
with
money?
Exactly.
I'm so confused. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I will say, past this scene, this was one of my favorite episodes. I chuckled a bit more, I feel like, during this episode. So it was one of my favorites besides that scene. But yes, it was a bit much to start off the show. But what we did get into later, though, because we did have a date happen that Matt set up for Maria, but they brought in the parents to babysit the cats. So we saw Sharon and Angela cat sitting. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this just sounds like a horrible idea. What did you guys think of them cat sitting? Would you want either of them to cat sit?
I mean, I think cats sit themselves, right? Like,
That's the point about having a cat. You don't need
they're
to
so
worry about them.
independent.
Yeah.
And if they're causing a mess in your house and you're so OCD because they did like a flashback of them like breaking things, put them in a room, like one bedroom or something. You have like many rooms in this house. I would never say put it in a cage because I'm animal lover. Don't put them in cages, but put them in a bedroom and don't bother your mom. Both moms. So like it's just bizarre.
Yeah.
I thought there was no way that they could mess that up. Like, how do you mess up cat sitting? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely think it was a kind of a little planted, you know, but
Staged.
to have the
Yeah.
two kind of crazy moms with the wine and Matt who's OCD and the cat litter all over, and they're just kind of partying with litter everywhere with the cat. So it was definitely like a little produced to be kind of just like a funny.
And also, like, will you call your mom? Like, will your mom come if you have
no.
cats and you tell her like, oh, can you come watch the cat? It's just like such a like weird.
Well,
thing.
my mom would come.
to watch the cat.
Yeah. But my
would
mom
be
loves
like,
cats.
bye.
Well, yeah.
No.
My mom would basically do anything I asked her to do because she's like, oh, Rachel, you're amazing. Because that's how she is as a mom. So if I called her, she'd be like, oh, no, I mean, she lives in South Carolina and I live here. So no, she wouldn't do that. But if we were down the street from each other, she most definitely would.
I just wonder now, do the cats always have a sitter then? Because they're out of the house, I'm sure, pretty often.
Yeah.
So, like, what do they do when they're
Yeah,
not
is
Well,
there?
and they did
first
have
time
that
living
one
the house
scene
together?
where they were jumping around and like the lamp had been put over. So it looks like they let their cats roam around while they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
mean, yeah, and then this is not the first time you're living the house together, so
yeah.
always you have the moms coming. Like, I don't know.
I mean, I don't think always they do. I just think that it was a particular scene for them to have.
And if these cats are so crazy, they need some
Training.
some kind of
Can you
training.
train
They
yeah.
need some training. I'm sure that will be in a later episode. We'll probably see the cats getting some type of formal training.
I will say though that they're very pretty.
They are
The
very.
dog-
Yes,
the cats. They're,
yes,
like,
those cats are gorgeous.
pretty. Yeah.
I need to.
What kind is it?
You know what? I'm not 100% sure, but they're the ones that look like tigers.
Mm-hmm. No,
So-
they were really pretty.
Yes, they were beautiful. Well, before we get into our next topic, though, I do want to give a shout out to all of our fans and all of our listeners and viewers. Thank you guys so much for making us the ESPN of TV Talk. We love hearing from you. We love your comments. So if you are listening on iTunes, and make sure you give us that 5-star rating. And if you're listening or watching on YouTube, then give us that thumbs up. You guys are the reason why we're here. And I'm so thankful for AfterBuzz, especially for giving me the opportunity and the platform to do what I love. So
Aww,
I know,
Love it.
right?
that was so cute.
Thanks. I made it my own. Well, moving on, as we said, they were cat sitting because somebody was on a date that Matt picked out. So Matt sets up Maria with Nick, the Abercrombie model, and they go bowling. Now, when they were getting dressed up, where did you think these guys were
Oh my god, I thought the same exact
going?
thing.
Like a fancy dinner,
I
right?
thought dinner and then bowling because that would make sense for the outfits. They were very overdressed.
Very
But
overdressed.
they're always overdressed.
Yeah, I
To
mean,
go bowling.
would we
yeah.
expect anything differently though from Matt?
No,
no,
yeah.
and he and Matt, he said, you should. He wants her to go out and date more because she needs to taste every vegetable before
Is that good
she
advice?
buys. I mean, I've definitely heard that from a friend or mine or two, but yeah, he says it. I mean, she's like, I don't want to, but I don't know. I thought that analogy was really funny. So
I will say that his pants were kind of like loose. That something that like it bothers me. Like when I saw it, he was looking at the mirror. So maybe he
wait,
did
whose pants
plan
were
it.
loose?
Matt.
Oh,
because he was
okay.
wearing this suit, and then when he switched the shoes, you can see like full body in the mirror.
Okay.
And the shoes were like the pants were like kind of
More
like,
comfortable
like
pants
super too comfortable
to
like,
move around
to be
in.
nice. So yeah.
Yep,
So maybe
then-
he was planning it, and the jacket is like
Yeah,
his thing.
but the
you
girls
know?
are both wearing dresses, right?
Yes.
That's what I was.
I don't think that she will ever leave the house without a dress.
Yeah.
His,
I don't
Alexa.
know. I could never wear a dress when I was bowling. I'd be,
Oh no.
floop.
Yeah.
All of a sudden I would just right up. So we go on this date, and what did you guys think of Maria and Nick's chemistry?
What chemistry? No, I think they were both, reserved. I don't know if that's how their personalities are, but they were both very just like too calm for like a first date. I'm like, they're not really like interacting. She wasn't asking him much. I think it was just very surface level to me.
Very surface.
Like there for sure wasn't a second date. There couldn't have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
on what were your thoughts on the date?
I don't
and their
know.
chemistry.
It was just like weird, and the whole like first of all the Abercrombie situation. Like,
Did you think he could be an Abercrombie model?
listen, I lived in New York. I worked with Abercrombie. We didn't have models like this, so I don't know. And then he worked at marketing, so like it was very like mixed. Like we were models together, and then she was telling him, "You want me to date an Abercrombie model?" And then he was like, "No, he worked at marketing." So I don't know.
Ooh, I
The
didn't
guy
catch
was so
that.
quiet and like weird, kind of. in my
Yeah.
opinion. It was just a kind of like weird vibe. But also, I don't know, like the whole story with him and Matt. So,
Yeah, I mean, it was extremely awkward in my opinion. It seemed very much a setup type of date. Like
how they ended up? They want to go to a second one? I forgot what happened there.
No, they ended it with just
Going their
saying
separate ways.
goodbye. Maria did say that she doesn't want to date her brother because they both made the same reference of, well, if you've got big feet, you know what that means.
Yeah.
Big socks.
And the Louis collar.
yes,
the
and
Louis
then
Vuitton collar.
Did he say Louis Vuitton?
Oh, I didn't catch that.
I think he might have said Louis Vuitton, and I was
that's
like,
disappointing.
I don't know. Talked about, oh yeah, they had a couple of awkward moments throughout the date too. She high-fived. She went to go high-five him, and he
gave her a
hugged. And then again, when they were having the discussion, he said, "Well, I have a dog, and we threw a party for him," and it was just again, it was like I don't know how I would feel. I guess if I went on a date with a guy the first time, and we were just talking about Louis Vuitton and dog parties.
Parties.
And then also, right when he was leaving, I thought that was probably the most awkward moment when he was saying goodbye. He goes, "So it was nice, yeah, it was nice," and it was like kind of this blank stare at the end.
It was very disappointing, you know?
It reminded me of a Bumble date or two I've been on.
Never
Yeah,
been
it's
on
like,
one.
it
What are
looked-
they like?
For me, it was like so weird because I was so like getting excited about this date, Abercrombie model, all these things.
Yeah.
And then it was whack and
I mean, again, it felt as if a Tinder or Hinge date, a really bad one I've been on. I don't think there's going to be a second date for these two, but maybe
Who knows?
maybe Matt will set her up again and then
with another friend.
with a new another one. We'll get some, or maybe
Another
Angela.
vegetable.
Maybe Angela will set her up. I think that would actually be funnier. All right, so we did get a little sentimental in this episode when we saw Matt and his dad Rod. Unfortunately, he hasn't ever gone in on one of his readings because he's a skeptic. We went to a morning show, and he decided to stay in the lobby. It wasn't something that he was comfortable with. It comes from an engineering background, military background. This is something that he doesn't really know much of. And it was pretty crazy to me that he's been experiencing this through the majority of his life, and that his dad still doesn't understand or support. Maybe, I mean, he does support him, but doesn't want to dive into what he's actually doing because it's something he doesn't believe. I mean, that's got to be something really difficult for Matt to accept. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think so too. I think the fact that he won't even, let's say, well, from what it looks like prior, won't even give it a chance. It's like, I think if you at least see it for yourself and then decide, no, this isn't for me, then cool. But it's like, he just seems like he's stuck in his ways. Just like a stubborn man, which
for
is,
sure.
It has to hurt, I would assume.
Yeah, I would assume too.
I feel like there is more to it. When I watched it, I felt like there is more to it. Maybe he's scared to hear things. Maybe he believes in it, and then but he doesn't want to get involved. He doesn't want Matt to say something about somebody from his past. Like that's how
true.
I saw it. Because like, let's say my dad, coming from a different world, businessman, not TV and all this stuff that I do, and he's still interested to know what I do. Like he will never like stay outside if I do something, you know? And I feel like there is more to this story here. Like you can see that the dad I can feel there is something there.
Yeah, maybe there's
Open.
an open wound, something in his past maybe he doesn't want to hear about
just
or he doesn't want to connect
uncomfortable.
with.
Yeah, exactly.
I definitely
That's
feel.
what I felt.
Yeah, I definitely feel it's two. They're coming from two different backgrounds. You know,
Very.
two very different
and
backgrounds.
different generations too.
Very true. Very true. So, but we did see that he finally did go in and listen to a reading, and they had a little bit of a beautiful moment at the end. So, I'm sure that must have been nice for him to finally get his dad to come in and listen to one of his readings and was actually proud of him. So I thankfully have never really had, I guess, that experience before because I've always been a performer and my dad was a performer, so we could always relate with that. And my mom's obsessed with everything The Voice and American Idol, so she was always into everything I was doing. But have y'all ever had an experience like that, like with one of your parents and they don't understand what you do? Or maybe you have friends that have?
I mean,
not to that level, at least.
Yeah,
not to that level. People don't understand what we do in the
that's very
entertainment world,
true.
but,
That is very true.
But they can imagine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so.
I know. I've definitely had people go, "You're a host? A host of what?" You know. So
Like, okay.
yeah, okay. But yeah, so excited to see what happens more in the next episode. But until then, let's get straight into our news and gossip with On.
Ooh. So, I was just reading that Matt just signed with United Talent Agency, which is one of the biggest talent
big.
agencies in I guess in America or the world even.
Mm-hmm.
And they signed him in all areas, including his touring, his television show, our show, Meet the Frasers, and everything, and the other work and everything that he's doing. So it's great. And they said that he's actually fully booked for the next 2 years, even like he can't do one-on-one readings anymore. Like he's that booked, which I'm very excited for him because they just signed Chance the Rapper and so many like big stars.
Yeah.
Like, the biggest stars you can think of in Hollywood signed with them.
Yeah, they
So
have like
it's-
Ryan
it's-
Seacrest.
Yeah,
Oh,
everybody you
wow.
can think of. So I feel like it's a big step for him, and I'm very excited for him that he got it because of this show.
Yeah.
And another kind of like news and gossip thing that next week Matt is gonna join us in
What?
studio. Yes, guys, he's gonna join us Skype from Rhode Island.
Yep.
And we are very excited to have him here. So if you guys have questions, you guys can comment on the video and we'll ask your questions.
Yes, we are going to have Matt Fraser in studio. Well, not in studio, but via Skype next week. So yes, let us know.
Kind of in studio.
Kind of in studio.
Yeah, it's like right here.
Exactly. So drop your comments below if you have any questions for Matt, and we'll be sure to shout you out on air. But until then, Karla has our special segment.
Yes, I do. It's a day in the life of a medium. And I feel like the most popular medium of all is Tyler Henry, you know?
Yeah.
And we have yet to talk about him. And I feel like it's like the person we compare like every medium with once that show came out on E! So I did a little digging and I ended up finding out that he actually met his longtime boyfriend through a reading.
Oh, wow.
So I thought that was
Getting
insane.
chills.
Imagine the possibilities of being a medium. Like, that's crazy. So apparently 2 weeks before, his granddad, Goodwill, had been coming up in his readings and, like, on his mind. And he just kept getting glimpses. And he's like, okay, I need to go talk to the grandson. Like, I have to. And in the middle of the reading, they kind of just hit it off. And they've been together ever since, which I think is insane. Imagine,
Wait, are
like,
they right now boyfriends?
yeah, they've been
that's
for
cute.
years.
Really?
What a crazy way to connect, too, like the first time.
Exactly. It's like, that's like a heavy way, and then out of nowhere you kind of just have chemistry, and then you just hit it off. Like, I
But
thought that was insane.
I love that's how you can kind of skip all the
He looks like he's
BS.
16.
You can skip all the BS and go right into, you know, kind of the deep, heavy stuff and still be able to connect after that. Just skip all the...
Wait, and they kind of look the same.
A little bit.
Oh, they're similar looking. They are, but
So-
they're cute.
Definitely. And then deeper into the article, they kind of mentioned how his abilities kind of put a like damper on the relationship, which is kind of interesting because we've seen weeks prior that there's certain mediums who like it doesn't affect their life at all because they're like if someone's too close to them, they can't read them. So in this case, he says like they'll be hanging out late into the night and out of nowhere he'll get like super quiet and then he's like, what do you need to tell me? So that his like granddad or one of his relatives will come in and they like won't stop pestering Tyler. Like you need to say this, you need to say this, you need to say this. So that he's like that's something you never really ever get totally used to. But Tyler says that his boyfriend completely accepts it. So and it works for them. So that's cool.
Yeah,
great.
I've always wondered that. So he only gets Tyler Henry gets readings how often? how
It
few
didn't say
spirits
how
come to
often. It
him.
would just say they could literally be randomly hanging out and out of nowhere. Like he would just feel like if he, let's say he gets quiet, he'd be like, okay, what's going on?
Gotcha.
Because they like kind of just they bug him until he says it. So I feel like that's kind of crazy. It's like mixing work with pleasure, but like on another level.
It would be interesting to find out how many mediums are actually in the world. I don't know if that's something that's actually recorded.
No, but also
Ooh,
like
that's
it's
an
so
interesting
like
question.
it's
That's
such a like
real-
hard
I
way
was
to
so
leave.
curious.
Like
What was
you
that?
always people talking to you. It's just so like
That's what would be
hard.
interesting to find out how many mediums are in the world and how often. That's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna get an actual medium on this show.
because
Ooh,
you
I would
can
love
control
that.
it. I don't get it. Like you can't control the voices. So like your whole life, voices talking to you.
I
It's scary AF.
Definitely scary, but with these guys and Matt, clearly they can manage it and
They made life out
they
of
make
it, yeah.
they make life easy with it and they make a lot of
And
money
a
with
lot
it
of money.
Because UT talent. Okay, Matt Fraser, I see you. Well, let's get right into some predictions for the next episode.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Ooh, that's a hard one.
It is a hard one. So, kick us off.
Oh
What
wow.
do you think?
I don't know what to expect anymore from this.
What
Like,
are you hoping for?
I'm hoping for I really hope to see Matt and Alexia's relationship getting to a calmer place, to like more of like less drama and less like so many things like opening there. I have so many questions that I feel like uncomfortable to ask on camera and to you guys about them, and I just like want to get answers about that. It's just a lot of questions. The show is not showing us enough, I feel.
We want more.
We want
I
more.
want- yeah.
We
real-
want more Matt Fraser.
On a
just like
deeper
real,
level.
real part. Yeah.
Yeah,
like
no, I
deeper,
hear you. I
real-
hear you. More vulnerable moments.
Yes.
Same thing for me. I want the same. I feel like they're clearly like funny, witty, like they're just a fun family, and that's awesome. But I feel like I want to like relate. I want to like
Exactly.
Yeah, I want to.
I wanna get to know you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we touched on this last week because Alexa had her photo shoot, and which was awesome. But I wanted to know more about Alexa. I wanted to know more nitty gritty about her. I wanted to go and dive deeper into who she was. So I agree with you guys. I want to see more because we already know they're hilarious and awesome people and have so much fun and have so much talent. So I want to get right into that nitty gritty. And also, my predictions are too, we're going to see more readings from Matt. I hope to see
Ooh,
more
we saw a
readings
lot
from
today.
him. We saw more, I feel like, today in this episode than we have in the past.
all, yeah.
So let's hope for more of that because that's incredibly interesting to me.
And less showers. Less showers with kids.
All right. Well, let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
You guys can find me on I am on Mekahel, Mekahel on Instagram, on Mekahel on Facebook and Twitter.
And you can find me on Instagram at Karla Contreras and Twitter at Karla_C.
You can find me on Instagram at Rachel Swindler or on Twitter at Rachie Swin. Thanks, guys, for joining in, and we will see you next week.
Our
Bye.
founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.